Hi guys, welcome to Naledi Dilena. It's your girl Naledi. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. So today's video is in connection to the last video we had, which was Pet Peeves Zim edition, but today is Pet Peeves Church edition. It goes without saying then that I'm a Christian and I go to church every Sunday. Well, used to go to church every Sunday. I guess this pandemic kind of threw us all off. But yeah, there's some things that I observed that I really don't like, or some things I experienced that just grind my gears, and we'll get into it in this video. My first pet peeve is the fact that we will start on time but end late. Like, why is special care taken into starting on time, but in terms of ending, anything goes? Like, you just see the care taken into starting on time, or the urgency, it's like, who's starting with this, and what's on the program, where is this person, this, that, and the third. But when it's time to go home, easy breezy, keep on preaching. The pastor will be like, oh, I just need to end with this one point. Don't worry, we're going home soon. We're going home soon. 30 minutes later, we're still in church. Why? And it just annoys me. And I'm not trying to even be disrespectful in terms of the house of God, but if you said church is ending at 10:30, why is it 11 and I'm still here? And at the end, they love the altar calls, which I know are for people's own good. But then if you're still in the middle of preaching and you're running late, take into account that there are other things that you have to do and act accordingly. And it's so annoying. I'll be expecting to go home at this particular time, but I'm still stuck at church. Or what if I have plans afterwards? And then you look rude and worldly, even in some churches, not really in others. But then you look rather, off by leaving church early, oh, you can just sacrifice your time for the word of God, this, that, and the third. And it's like, nah, fam, I can, but just be on time. My second pet peeve concerning church is that it seems as if there's a certain element of copying each other in Pentecostal churches, especially. I understand there's nothing new under the sun and one setup can't be created for every church, but in terms of things like uniforms and the way in which people perform songs, it's the same. If I'm visiting a church, why do I feel like I'm still at my original church but just with a different name? I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just being particular, but it's just come on, bro. You could come up with your own stuff. You could do your own thing. It's just so annoying. I just want variety. If I'm going to a different church, I want to feel like I'm going to a different church. I just don't want to see ushers and the music team wearing the exact same uniform that I see in my own church. I understand having inspiration, I really do. I'm trying not to sound like a bad person, and mind you, these are just my personal pet peeves. If you don't agree, you don't have to, but I'm not a big fan of finding the same thing over and over and over again everywhere. Nah, fam. My third pet peeve is the welcome that is usually given to visitors. Now, I understand you want to keep that was weird. My third pet peeve is the welcome given to visitors. Now, I understand you want to keep, your visitors happy. You want to welcome them. But why is it that you're now asking me to stand up for the whole church to see me? And then now there's a song and dance and everything. I just think that's too much. Especially for me as an introvert and a reserved person. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't want to be put on blast. So now that everybody's seeing me and they're saying, stand up and all of that, it's a bit much for me. I understand wanting to make your visitors feel welcome, but I feel like usually it makes people uncomfortable to have all that attention on them. especially if they're the only visitor. That's just another whole different ball game, and it's just annoying. My fourth pet peeve is the fact that you have to talk to your neighbor. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I also don't like people. I'm an introvert, and I really don't like the whole forced experience or forced socialization or socializing, not socialization. That's a whole different topic. But yeah, I really don't like that. You know, the pastor will be like, tell your neighbor this, that, and the third. And I'm like, no, I actually don't want to tell my neighbor. I don't want to tell my neighbor. And then some people are overzealous with it. They're like, yes, pastor said this, that, and the third. And you're like, okay, thanks, sis. It's just really annoying. And on top of that, I don't know if this happens in all churches, but I've been in some churches where before the pastor preaches, they'll be like, oh, you know, let's fellowship, greet your neighbor to your right, to your left, in front of you, at the back, greet everybody. And I'm like, no, I don't want to greet everybody. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm also not trying to be uncomfortable in God's house. I'm just trying to be here for the word of God. And it can be very uncomfortable because, you know, some people, they'll be like, give a handshake, right? And I would like to think I give firm handshakes, but some people's handshakes are like grips, or like they're so limp and cold. And it's just like, girl, if you don't want to give me a handshake, just say so. Like, you don't have to give me such an awful handshake. It's just too much for me. The fifth pet peeve I have concerning churches, especially Pentecostal churches, black Pentecostal churches. Ooh, I'm gonna be in trouble. But why is it that the preacher is now shouting at the mic? Actually, it's not even just Pentecostal churches. Let me not even lie for people like that. I think it's just in general churches where the person or the preacher is shouting at the mic or shouting into the mic, whatever word it is. And it's just so annoying. It's just, ooh, it grinds my gears. Like, you have the mic to amplify your voice, so you just have to talk and we'll hear you. You don't have to shout on top of that. And the funny thing is, like, sometimes with preachers that shout, you can actually hear their natural voice, that their shouting voice, on top of the voice already being amplified through the speakers. And it's just like, well, if you can shout, then what's the whole point of the mic? Just leave the mic alone and we'll hear you. So that really just grinds my gears, you know. The mic is for you to use your inside voice and we'll still be able to hear you. You don't have to shout as if you're trying to contact your ancestors. It's fine. We can hear you just fine with the mic. My last pet peeve can be a bit of a sensitive one, but I just wanted to address it in the sense that I feel like sometimes there's a lot of judgment in the church, and it can be with silly things like, oh, look at what she's wearing, what she's got, what she doesn't have, what she did, what she said, this, that, and the third. Even with guys involved, I know I said a whole lot of she, but he can be in there. And it's just like, why though? Like, I understand, you know, with Christians that might be backsliding, you want to bring them back to the Lord because it says so in the Bible. Paul and James urges us to, you know, save our fellow Christians from, you know, sin, and, you know, just bring people back to light, and that we are accountable for each other. But I feel as if people can overstep and have this warped idea of what Christianity is and try to box people into that, and I'm just not comfortable with that. And I see this a lot in a lot of churches and a lot of denominations. I do understand that it is human nature to judge and everything, but as people of Christ, we're called onto a life that is different from everybody else. We're supposed to be the salt and the light, but you're just bitter and judgmental, and it can bring people down rather than help them. But yeah, I hope people change. I hope we're not too judgmental. I hope we understand how to be accommodating of everyone. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and to subscribe. If you have any other pet peeve, don't forget to comment down below and we can laugh together or even have a well-needed conversation. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one.